I started seeing Dr. Godwin at the recommendation of my doula during my third pregnancy. I was having a lot of difficulty sleeping and just general discomfort and just pain that goes along with pregnancy. When I started getting adjusted by Dr. Godwin, I noticed an immediate improvement in my quality of sleep. I was less tired. I was able to move around easier. Just my level of discomfort significantly decreased all the way through the end of my pregnancy, which was 42 weeks and 1 day. I remember on delivery day just feeling like I could go run 5 miles and it wasn't going to be an issue. The delivery itself was significantly different from my first two deliveries. My first two children, my labors were over 24 hours each. My last child, my labor start to finish was only 4 hours. So my experience with chiropractic care was so life-changing that we started to see Dr. Godwin as a family. And my oldest daughter, she had an issue when she was a baby with one of her legs. When she would crawl, her leg would turn in. And at the time, we didn't think much of it. As she got older, we thought she'd outgrown it because it wasn't visible. You couldn't see that there was a misalignment in her legs anymore. But she did always complain of just pain and soreness in her leg. And I will never forget the day she had her first adjustment with Dr. Godwin. As soon as she laid on the table, he was able to see that there was a misalignment in her legs. And my husband and I were just blown away because it wasn't something that we had mentioned to him before about her having an issue with her leg. It was just something that he was able to see. And after 2 adjustments, she has not complained anymore about any soreness or tightness or pain. And, she's very athletic. She's 8 years old now. And, that was something that she'd had since she was a baby, and she doesn't deal with it anymore. He's also been able to help our son, who deals with he was diagnosed with a seizure disorder from the time he was 3 years old. He's always been on medication for it. And after a few years on the medication, we noticed that the medication just wasn't working for his seizures anymore. And we knew that the doctor was probably going to want to increase his medication, which made us a little uncomfortable because, he's still so young. After him being adjusted by Dr. Godwin, we noticed that the severity and the frequency of his seizures significantly declined. So much so that an increase in the medication at his next follow-up with his neurologist was completely unnecessary. He's been able to focus better. He used to complain of earaches from the time he was a toddler. He had just constant earaches and ear infections. And we haven't noticed that anymore. He doesn't complain that his ear hurts. He hasn't had any ear infection since he's been getting adjusted by Dr. Godwin. And that in itself was huge for us because this is something that, we've dealt with him since he was a baby as well. And Dr. Godwin has also been adjusting our youngest child since she was born. I've noticed just from having 2 other children who, were not being regularly adjusted from the time that they were born, that her development is just significantly different from that of our other 2 children. She's not a cranky baby. She is now almost 5 months old, and she is sleeping through the night a good 6 to 7 hours without waking up. Breastfeeding has been just such a breeze this time. No difficulty, with her staying latched or, making sure that she's feeding enough. And just, we haven't had, issues with colic. And even, now that she's teething, she's still, sleeping through the night and hasn't been, real cranky or anything. So that's been huge for us. We noticed just in general, like as a family, chiropractic care has really helped us. My husband and I, as busy parents to 3 very active children, getting regularly adjusted has helped improve our quality of sleep so that we're able to run around and keep up with our kids and our really active lifestyle. And so I just really, think back all the time to had we known about all the benefits of chiropractic care, not just for adults, but for our children as well, we definitely would have been doing this a lot sooner.